Hey Chicas! Welcome to Coding for Chicks! Today we're going to learn about for loops, and the first thing we want to do is refresh our knowledge of lists, since they can be extremely useful when we're working with loops. The first thing we want to do is create a list. So we start by L for list, as we usually do, and we're going to name it numbers. I'm now going to be creating a list with string numbers. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally 5. As you may remember from our list lesson, this list contains 5 items. And that means the length of the list is 5. But when you're going to call forth one of the items, you have to start by counting from 0. So this item is number 0. This is number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now for loops are kind of cool because we can use them to loop through each item in the list. Let's say I wanted to make my program count from 1 to 5 and I've already got the list ready. So all I have to do is just write my for loop. So I would do for number in L numbers print number. Then L numbers represents my list. And number represents the item in the list. I can change this to anything. This is just a name I chose to give. But you can use X, for example, but then you would have to change it here as well. I believe we're about ready to take our first spin. So we're pushing F5 for running. Yes, I want to save. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exactly what we wanted. Now this is kind of awesome. We can loop through any kind of list with this simple formula. But what if we don't have a list and we still want to loop? To accomplish that, we need to learn about a built-in function called range. Now range is relatively simple. So let's say, for example, we create range 5, as I've done here. Then this function will create a list with 0 to 4, all integers. Now, let's say I change it to 7. Then it's going to create a list with 0 to 6. So it's always one number lower than the number I write here. That means this is going to be the length of the list I create. So let me show you. I'll just write print in front so you will see the list itself. As you can see here, the list goes from 0 to 6, all integers. What if I don't want to start by counting from 0? Let's say I want to count from 2. Well, range has the solution for that as well. Then you just write range. I'm going to start by counting from 2. And I want to end at, let's say, 6. So I write 7 again. It's always going to be one number higher than the one you actually want. Let's take a look at that one as well. So we just write print again. And we run. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's just 5 numbers, starting from 2, as we wrote, and ending at 6. Okay, so we're ready to rumble with for loops and range. We just start exactly the same way as we did before. We write for, and we're going to give our item some variable name, number, in, and now we need a list. What does range do? Range creates a list. So range, and our counting is going to be from 1 to 5 in integers. So I was thinking about doing 1, since I'm starting at 1. And I'm counting to 5, and then I write 6, remember. Okay, and then again, print number. Voila, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there you have it. You now know how to use for loops with lists. And you also know how to do it whether you created the list yourself with strings or integers or float or whatever, or if you want to use range as we did now. So think of all the possibilities. Now go play around and have some fun. If there's anything special you would like to learn, or if there's something you would like me to explain a little bit better, just leave me a comment and I'll try to get to it. If you liked the video, please leave me a like. If you would like to know when my next video is out, please subscribe to my channel. It was so much fun teaching you today and I look forward to next time. Thank you for listening. This is Coding for Chicks.